Hey friends, happy spring day. Look at these beautiful flowers. Oh my gosh. I had to pull them up so that you could see them. I wasn't going to talk about flowers today. I wanted to talk about a thought inventory. And wondering if you've ever done this. I've been really thinking a lot about mindset lately, and I actually have been working with someone closely to help really work on my own mindset, because having a positive mindset and just really, I don't know, having that be a big part of my life is really important. I'm not always positive, and I don't think we always have to be positive. We're allowed to express the full range of emotions and to feel the full range of emotions, and that's a good thing. But I do know that the more joyful my mindset, the more light and easy I take my life, the better life works out. And honestly, it's like that's kind of the whole point of life, is to be your highest self, so that you can then share your highest self with others. And I really believe in that. So anyway, I'm working on it myself. And one of the things that I've been working on is a thought inventory. And this is hard. So first of all, it can be really hard to find the space and the time in your life to actually let your mind be still enough to hear your own thoughts, right? Sometimes we are so busy just running around and like doing stuff for ourselves and mostly for other people, usually for work, for our kids, for whatever. We're just going, and we don't even stop long enough to even, acknowledge what our own thoughts even are. But if you do this, if you do take the time to actually like tune in and slow down and breathe long enough to actually realize what thoughts you're thinking, it can be really enlightening. And I recommend trying this. Grab a journal or a piece of paper and spend a day where every time you actually take them a moment to focus in and hear and see or feel, however it comes to you, a thought coming through, jot it down. And it's fascinating what you might come up with. Maybe they'll be like unicorns and sunshine, but maybe they'll be really negative, or maybe there'll be a lot of worries, or maybe there will be some anger, or maybe, I don't know. Everyone's going to be so different. But for me, most of my thoughts, whenever I'm still, and yoga is truly one of the best ways for me to be still, is, that's really why yoga was created way back when, the asana postures, the movement part of yoga, the asana was created to help the young boys, usually, who were the monks, slow down long enough, slow their minds and bodies down so that they could sit in meditation, right? So for me, if I'm like, okay, I want to do my thought inventory today and I have a little time, I wonder what I think about. So I did that. I did actually a great yoga practice. One of Sadie Nardini's videos. She always makes me smile. I did one of her videos, and it was a pretty powerful practice. And I was able to then sit down afterwards and just have a moment of calm. And it was kind of amazing, the thoughts that came into my mind, because all of them were to-do list, to do. I should do this. I should have done that. Oh God, I should have done that better. I should do this. If I really was, on it, I would do this. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to do this. It was just this constant should. And none of it was congratulating myself or positivity about what I have done. It was all thinking about what I should do. And it got me thinking that if that's the undertone of my mind, the stuff that's always running through there that often I'm not even aware of, because usually I am doing that stuff that I should be doing. It's like my mind tells me to do it and I go do it. And then my mind tells me to do something else and I go do it. And I'm just constantly running, playing catch up with the shoulds in my mind. They call it the should show, like another type of SH show. That's what it is. The should show is that SH show. Anyway, that's my mind. And it's this underlying tone that I don't even really realize until I sit down and do a thought inventory, and it's like, oh my God. So it's something to think about. And I was listening to a podcast, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a good one. I think it's the Spiritually Intimate podcast. And they were talking about how with manifestation, or bringing in what you want in this life, mindset really is so important. And the idea being that if you if you know that to bring in something that you want, whether it's a state of health or a state of wealth or abundance or a lover or whatever it is, you picture that beautiful outcome, right? You picture that, and oftentimes we're told that if you just picture that and if you feel it, then it'll come to you. But the gal on the podcast likened it to such a great analogy. She was saying that it's like if you go to a restaurant, a really nice fancy restaurant, and you order some delicious item off the menu. Like it just sounds amazing, like it's this beautiful meal. So you order it, but if the chef is cooking with crappy, like gross, like wilted ingredients and just like processed, chemical-laden, gross food and just the reject food and rotten stuff, scraps, all the grossness. If the cook is cooking with garbage, how can the cook make that beautiful meal? So that's a lot like our thoughts, right? If we're trying to manifest this beautiful end point, or, not even, the end point is the grave, so hopefully we're not manifesting that, but, some beautiful thing in our life, then if we're, we can think about that beautiful thing all we want. Like we can think about that beautiful meal and go, oh, I am at the end point. I'm eating that beautiful meal in that analogy. But if we're constantly feeding our brain with those rotten, yucky, gross, scrappy thoughts, then it's going to be really hard. It's going to take a lot longer probably to reach that beautiful endpoint that we want. So I encourage you, I challenge you to take some time. It doesn't have to be like you go seclude yourself out for a day to do this, but even just 10 minutes. Just sit down and take a few deep breaths and have a journal in front of you and try to get quiet. And like I said, yoga or some kind of movement. Gosh, you guys know I love movement, is good. Not being on a super empty stomach is good because, oh my gosh, when I'm hungry and I try to meditate, all I can think about is food. So eat clean, guys. Fill your belly with something nourishing. Move a little bit and then sit down and just be quiet. And don't try to meditate. Don't try to whatever. Like, just don't try to do anything. Just sit there and see what thoughts slowly start drifting through your mind. They'll drift away like little snowflakes. Try to catch them and just write them down. And don't judge them, just write them down. And then see when you're done with this little exercise if you notice a trend. So I'd be so curious to hear if you try this and what your thought patterns are. And good for you. I mean, honestly, awesome, and high five, and here's a huge heart hug if they're really positive. That's awesome. I am positive a lot. I am, but often I'm not, and I'm really realizing this was quite telling to me that it really is true that this is why I struggle with anxiety, is this underlying constant stream of shoulds. And I tell everyone not to worry about the shoulds, not to compare yourself to others. I talk about it a lot because I need that medicine for myself. Like, we teach what we need to learn. And so I do struggle with it, and it's a constant work in progress. But if you're like me, just know you're not alone. And there is, you can, I guess, like, uncovering that and revealing it is the first step toward taming it and working with it. So take a deep breath and take another look at my pretty flowers. Yay, they're just so pretty. They're just so happy. And just think we want our mindset to be like them, right? I hope you try this thought inventory, and I hope this has been helpful for you. And my mission here on this planet is to spread joy. And so honestly, I need to be the model of that by being joyful myself. And that's why I take the time to do this stuff and work on my mindset along with my eating clean and my moving more and my detoxifying my home and environment. And I'm just glad you're along for the ride with me. If you want to work more with me, reach out. I love helping people through my YouTube channel, through essential oils, all that kind of stuff. So please reach out. I love hearing from you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. As always, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.